we are speaking with Angelo and Maggie Morales from sunny Sacramento, California. Angelo and Maggie are H&H's newest light force of the West. So Angelo and Maggie, what interested you to work with Lights by H&H?
Well, we called on a ad through Craigslist and talked to Chris, and he explained that they had a very unique light source, lamps, that no other businesses had, and you just asked to demonstrate the product, and it shows the difference in what the existing lighting's like, and that was the case. I couldn't believe it. I didn't know that would there was that many differences in lighting, but there is. It's a significant difference, and it's very unique.
And I think the key with capturing our attention was the fact that we've been in sales for 25 years, but once we capture a product and we're passionate about that product, game on. Then we can succeed with that product with full confidence. And that's what we found in H&H Lighting as we demoed it, popped it in, and saw those smiles shine. It was wonderful.
So, yeah, we've been in sales for 25 years, but we really don't consider ourselves professional salespeople per se. But if we're passionate about a product, then we can sell it.
Great. Which features help sell H&H Lighting?
The fact that it's totally unique in the market. So I like to phrase it that we can go into any business and know that our light product is superior to what they have from a standpoint of providing more volume of light and actually a higher quality of light. It's a cleaner light. It's doesn't cast a yellow cast on everything and mute colors out. It actually highlights colors. And what I consider, and I relate to the merchants, is it is the best merchandising light because it enhances their vibrant colors instead of muting them down and dimming them down. A lot of businesses have these vibrant colors, and then they put in these yellow lights.
It's a shame.
And it really distracts from their merchandising versus enhancing those products. And that's what they're in the business of doing, is selling their product.
I call them Mercedes of light bulbs. That's what
great
they
phrase.
are.
But there's a lot of applications, not just merchandising, but
Right.
in it's a like in barbers or auto repair or auto body shops where color rendering is important.
Or detailed work is important. Depth and detail.
Our lights actually show true color to under our lights versus the yellow cast of light. And by example, in auto body, we hear that painting silver is very difficult to see the true color matching.
And paint booths, spray booths.
And
Which hairstylists, they say
Right.
the burgundies and the reds are difficult to catch and to get. Dog groomers say they can't see the black dogs.
they can't see.
They
Yeah,
can't
right.
see
They
that
can't
when
the
they're cut.
definition. They can't see the detail of the dog because it's lost in the depth of that black.
And the barbers can't see the detailing, is what
Right.
they tell us as well.
Yeah, and today barbers, it's critical because they're doing some pretty fancy cuts, right? They call them
guys.
fades and what have you. So
I tell everyone it's like having a skylight shade
right,
coming through, a skylight window coming through, and then you see that moment and their eyes open up and they get it, and then we pop them in and demo, and all of a sudden we're heroes. I love the job. It's great.
yeah.
So what skill sets are required to sell H&H lights?
You just gotta. The main thing is that you've got to believe in your product and be passionate about it and have confidence behind it. And if you do that and you go in the door and you know you've got the best product and you know it's going to improve that work environment or improve the display of their products. It's really not that difficult to ask to demo. It takes 2 minutes. All I'll do is pop it in. You'll see the difference. And realistically, that's what's going to make the sale. So after that, you can display what the light is doing differently under their existing lighting, but they pretty much see it's a lot cleaner.
It's obvious.
What we like to refer to, it's the least expensive remodel you can do to your business, because after we put in our lighting, the businesses look completely different.
And from outside, it's almost like an advertising
draw,
right. Because you can see as you drive down the street, especially in Northern California where these lights are not that common, who's lit up with H&H.
Right.
It's calling their name. It's like, come on over, customers. It's so incredibly obvious, and that's secondary to the fact that working under them is it's like you're working outside.
You're less tired. We tell the merchants that it's going to make their employees more productive and actually enhance their feel of the work environment, because it in a lot of ways takes away from that seasonal affective disorder called SAD that a lot of people get up in Oregon and Washington where there's a lot of weather. So anything that enhances productivity, businesses are interested in as well.
So which techniques do you use to sell?
We use a couple techniques.
Maybe not your norm.
Yeah. The number one technique is the demo of the bulbs.
Yeah.
Get them in those fixtures, and you can't actually say, hey, your neighbor's got the bulbs next door. No, you got to get them in the fixtures in that particular business, and that is number one. But if in fact you're talking to a party of interest, and maybe possibly a manager, and the owner's just infrequently comes in,
or there's co-owners, it's up to more than one person to make up that decision.
We put in what we call cooker bulbs, and that is that they've got enough interest to let us do a demo, and then we basically end up selling the person that we're talking to, and hopefully that they can relay that sales presentation as best they can. But that's not going to do it if in fact we take the bulbs away.
No, they need to work under that. They need to live the H&H light. And when we come back, it's no longer a $200 sale. Now it's a $1,500 sale, because game on. They want that not only for that spot, but for the entire place, because they've lived it. They've worked under it. And it makes a huge difference. And
we pick particular locations in the business to place these bulbs. Generally, we want to actually encourage people that have interest or complaints about their existing lighting, so we would put them over their work station, or we're gonna highlight a particular rack in a store that has a lot of colors, and you want, a lot of times we want to put it next to a wall. It's really easy to see the differences against a wall, and what we tell businesses is that's your true paint color, not that.
We get that an awful lot. Yeah. They say, oh my goodness, that's the color I picked, not that. And he comes back and says, of course, that's nicotine yellow.
we like to plant that seed of nicotine yellow, and pretty soon it's like, get the yellow out.
Right. So why should you not rely on price alone to close the sale?
Because there's so many other benefits, and you know what, the price is well justified.
Absolutely.
What you have to do is re-educate these merchants to understanding that lighting is an investment in their business. It's not just a utility. and so many times businesses are used to just looking at lights, like you put in a light and that's that, but that's not the case at all. There's
It's a tool
big
of the trade.
right.
It's a tool
It's
of
an
the trade
investment in your business, and it's one of the most important tools you have in most businesses. So a lot of times you want to sell on the fact of our warranty and less maintenance. So therefore, let's just say if those bulbs were in locations that are very difficult to get to, like spray booths, you don't have your spray booth down all the time because of bulbs that are going out or putting in at different stages. And the guy that went down to Home Depot or a hardware store that he's unfamiliar with the type of lights they had before, they end up with different Kelvin ratings.
What they end up with is what Angelo phrases as the snaggle tooth. What do you call that? He has
It's a snaggletooth effect.
It's not pretty.
No, it's
No, there's a yellow one here,
yeah.
a dim one here, one that's actually kind of pink over here,
Right.
and then there's one that's
Blinky.
semi-bright.
And it's
The
pulsing.
yeah.
It's pulsing.
Not a good game
You know,
plan.
if you want to go to a disco, go to a disco.
Yeah.
If you want to paint cars, you go come with our bulbs.
But it saves them a ton of money too, in terms of relying on color, for the product, and redos and so forth. Oh no,
Right.
no, we're not going to lower our price. You're
So-
going to buy more bulbs.
So by the time we're done, they've got this snaggletooth thought in their mind.
And nicotine yellow. Oh no, get it out.
What is your response to I can get those bulbs down at Home Depot?
Well, first of all, we get a couple questions in that area.
Yeah.
One being price. What is a normal price of a fluorescent bulb?
We don't know. We don't buy them.
Yeah, right. I said, these are not a comparable bulb
Right.
at Home Depot. These bulbs we manufacture, and they're not available anywhere. They're not available off the shelf, and there's nothing comparable to what we have to offer you.
I'd say they're industrial bulbs,
Right.
industry bulbs, specific to your sort of industry. And it is. It's the truth.
Right, and if you want, not to put down Home Depot, but Home Depot's great
For a house.
Right, right,
It's
and
not.
this is what Maggie says, industrial quality lamps, to the point of they're going to last, and they're going to put out the highest volume of light and the maximum quality of light. And when it comes down to productivity and potentially enhancing the display of your merchandise, they're invaluable. So you sell on the warranty.
Yeah, I tell them, this is great for you guys. I tell our customers, we won't see you for another 5 years because
Right.
of the warranty. Who does this? You
Right.
know? Good for you. Not so good for me. But on the you calculate the amount of money that you use replacing these bulbs, buying these bulbs, and the effect of the lighting and so on. Are you kidding me? I'm going to lower my price?
And if you have to make some sort of comparison, you say, it's like call it
What's it? Film?
what?
No, go ahead.
It's like a Hyundai and a Mercedes.
Oh.
You don't compare them in price because the higher end vehicle, it has a lot more quality built into it and cost to build it. And that is the lamps that we provide. I say, they are the best quality lamps on the planet.
He does say that an awful lot.
So what types of businesses do you approach?
We target particular types of businesses. We will go into every type of business, but we've narrowed it down to a high likelihood of categories of businesses that really have a lot of interest.
Yeah.
We do barbers are probably our number one. We pretty assured that they're gonna purchase. They're not big, huge purchases, but they're steady.
Oh, they're hysterical. They're like little boys with a new toy. All of a sudden, they've got their lights, and they're calling their buddies over in the next town. Guess what I got? I got myself some lights. You need to come and see. And so it's referral.
It's like a barber syndicate. You know, they
it's
all know
so
each
cute.
other.
Yes,
Right.
yes, they're funny. Spray
And
booths,
you're
obviously.
right.
Yeah.
Auto body is huge in the spray booths.
Sign places where any kind of detailing is involved, and they need to make sure everything's cut properly and colors are as close as possible to
Color rendering, yeah.
right.
Auto repair. But then we can go into some large industrial type businesses. Like recently, we've sold to a metal anodizing place, and they anodize parts for space exploration. So therefore, detail in the work they do, the cost of additional lighting is
life and
minute.
death.
Yeah, it's compared to a spaceship blowing,
Blowing up.
a shuttle blowing up.
For a shuttle blowing. Oops, are you kidding? So that opened up a huge market. So us not really knowing about lighting, but knowing what the product does and having the ability to see it, it's fun to see the different applications and how it's applicable in so many different places.
And we don't have much trouble getting referrals either. We ask, we ask just about everyone, I think, if we think about it at the time, but we ask if in fact they know any businesses that can use this type of lighting. And there's some businesses, they want to keep it all to themselves.
They're like,
they don't want to share it with their
that happens
competition.
with the salons, the female salons. They're like, we don't know anybody.
We know no one.
No, we've been here for 30 years, but we don't know anybody.
So how many businesses do you see per day?
We see.
It varies.
Yeah, it varies day to day, but when we go into a new area, we've got a term that we call, priming the area. So when you go into a new area, you basically, the first day you're making contacts and you make maybe a few sales, but you're teeing those sales up for maybe the next few days, because we target businesses where the business owners are in most of the time. That's actually a really key to the businesses you select to solicit. Otherwise, you're making a lot of visits. But
results.
And that's what we find in barbers. We find that the owners are in most of the time, and then that's maybe probably why it's one of our favorites. But the question again?
How many businesses? Do you see?
Oh yeah, I'd say 25 to 40.
So how many of those do you get to demo per day?
We have a high percentage of getting demos, and I would say 60 to 80% we get demo, and so we do at least I would say 6 to 15 demos a day, if not more. We really do. It really doesn't take that much time.
I think we see a little bit less and demo a little bit more. I think so.
Okay. Well, I'm on point. I point the sale and then you come in to help close.
Okay, last question. Tell me a funny story about what has happened.
Oh wait, one more thing. If we can't close it, he does.
Right.
His nickname is Closer. His name is Akani, but he's actually an H&H mascot, huh? Yeah. And if we can't close a deal, here you go. So buy yourself a dog.
No, you don't.
No, I'm kidding. No, but funny story. The girls.
Yeah.
Oh, the college. They were so funny. Citrus Heights Beauty College.
Right. Now.
It's an old, we went in there just to show, thinking it's like a salon type. This place is huge. and old. They've been there since 1969, and it was nicotine yellow. And all of a sudden I see these girls grabbing themselves by the hair, grabbing each other by the hair. I'm thinking, oh, what is going on there? Running outside to check color, to check I think the burgundies and the reds, especially browns, burgundies, reds, and they're going back there, doing this in the sunlight. I'm thinking, oh my gosh. So Angelo goes and speaks to the director, Miss Becky. She was hysterical. She said,
they're running I don't know what you would have, she's very formal.
Yes,
and
it's Miss Becky.
She's
put
law.
on some light bulb. So she asked him, she said, go ahead, and he popped some bulbs in. And the minute we popped it in, the girls, they look like cheerleaders, running out. Oh, look at my hair. No, look at my hair. Under the light.
One fixture, yeah. They were all huddled.
They're all huddled. It looked like it was a cheerleading squad. Raw lights, get the lights. It was so incredibly funny.
And
160 bulbs later.
Well, and come to find out that they replaced those bulbs 6 months ago.
Yeah.
With what they thought was the best available, and then it wasn't an easy woman to convince.
No, but the girls were the cheerleaders. I mean, you could not. They were giddy with our lighting. It was so cute.
And literally, she decided to relamp the whole business,
even the offices. Yeah, it was pretty good.
Well, H&H is so fortunate to have you part of the H&H family. So thank you for everything you guys do.
Absolutely.
Thank
It's
you.
a family and we feel part of it. Thank you.